Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome to Wisconsin Family. I'm Justin Riley.
And I'm Janet Crescent, and here we are at Madison Tap, part of the Rabinia Courtyard family of restaurants. And I'm really excited to be here because we're going to talk with John Reske later on in the program, and I think he's got, well, I don't want to give too much away, but I think that'll be fun.
Well, if you've seen any of the interviews with John Reske, you know that there's always something happening here at Madison Tap, Jardin, and Black Locust Cafe. Never a dull moment, in fact.
Never a dull moment, Justin. Absolutely not. So, and we also have, they're going to have a new brewery this month. I believe it's going to be Carbon 4. So we'll learn a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, every month they feature a different brewer. So if you are a beer lover, maybe you've got one in the household, check that out.
If you like, and by the way, this is no segue whatsoever into the next idea, but Copperhead Contracting is going to be with us, and they do so much good stuff. They are a full-service contractor. They have subcontractors that work for them, and they do just about everything. And we're going to learn a little bit more about what they do, and
yeah, we'll chat with the CEO Brandon and hear a little bit more about what they do specialize in, even though they do so many different things.
Yep.
We're also talking cleaning. I like talking cleaning. We're speaking with Chris Koenig. She's the owner of Natura Clean. They're not just any cleaning company. I've seen some of their ads, and I don't know what the proper terminology is. CRC certified home cleaning. They are about eco-friendly, sustainability,
so.
and that kind of thing. So maybe she can give us some tips on
Yeah.
our own home and what to use that's green.
And what does sustainability and green cleaning and eco-friendly cleaning really mean?
I'd like to know more about her background too and how she got started, so I think I'll ask her that.
Absolutely. So that's coming up right after the break, right here on Wisconsin Family, so stick around.
'Cause every day is a new day. 'Cause every day is a new day.
And welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We're just a few blocks down from the Capitol here on East Washington Avenue at Madison Tap. I see that they have a new brewer sponsoring, I guess, this month.
They do every single month, and we'll learn a little bit about who's going to be this month.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. But right now we're talking cleaning. Now maybe you've seen this face before. This is Chris Koenig from Natura Clean. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
And in the past, Chris, you've given us tips on keeping our home clean and also staying green or eco-friendly. And that's something we would like to learn more about you and what your background is in sustainability in cleaning homes.
Okay. All right. So my background is, I've always been interested in sustainability, even growing up. But my background in work-wise is I used to work for the Wisconsin Energy Conservation, headed up their marketing there, and was involved in the energy efficiency programs like Focus on Energy. I helped develop Focus on Energy, the Energy Star program in Wisconsin. Worked on Wisconsin Energy Star homes and home performance, and I'm really passionate about the environment. Oh, and my marketing won an award from the EPA for excellence in consumer education, and
Those are all familiar names. I've sure
Right,
heard of.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You've got a pretty extensive background then. How did you get started in sustainability?
My parents, growing up, my parents were always, talking about land conservation and land and, don't litter, and pointing out, how bad, things look with litter all over the ground.
Sure.
And my dad would take me off, out in the nature, just hiking, and, yeah, it was really a...
You came to appreciate nature and the importance of being good stewards of nature and our planet.
Exactly, yep.
Yeah.
You're taking me back to when I was a kid. We also went camping, and our parents had this rule that we leave the place better than we found it.
Exactly, that's exactly
So
it.
we're walking around picking up gum wrappers and cigarette butts. And
Right.
So you used to work on these programs for the state. What made you decide to open or start an eco-friendly cleaning company?
Yeah, so it was really my passion for sustainability. I've always been interested in it, grew up interested in it, and so when we decided to start a cleaning company, we decided to make it eco-friendly. And about the same time, I also joined the City of Middleton Sustainability Committee, and have been on that since then also, and have really enjoyed that.
And that's where you're based out of, is Middleton.
In Middleton, yeah.
So for our viewers who are watching right now, some people may think, oh, I should call Chris and see if her crew can come and clean up my house. But are there some little things that people can do to stay green when it comes to just doing little spot cleaning, or if they're just cleaning around their own home?
Yeah, so one is, making sure you're looking for products that really are eco-friendly. There's different brands that you can trust. Seventh Generation is one of those that is trustworthy. You can make your own products, but just being green in general, there's different ways that you can be green. We're in people's homes, so we see like the recycle bin.
Right.
You could recycle. People can recycle correctly, and it's hard to keep track. But there's resources out there. Like if you go out to the City of Middleton website, there's a giant recycling guide on what should and shouldn't be recycled and how to recycle it. And Madison has the same thing. Most communities have something like that. You don't want to recycle styrofoam in your curbside container. You can take that to, for instance, in Middleton, we have the Middleton Recycling Center, which takes styrofoam.
That must be pretty new, because I thought that styrofoam was just non-recyclable. You just had to go to the landfill.
Right, it's not. We have a relationship with Unique, who uses them for frames, making picture frames. So they take our styrofoam.
Wow,
And
very
so
cool.
that's a perfect example right there that it is always changing. So maybe take a minute to review what the latest is.
It does. It changes quite often. Yeah.
You mentioned homemade products. I actually have a homemade product that I like to use for cleaning in my home. Is there one that you have that's a favorite?
Yeah, mine is, and I think I've talked about this before, baking soda mixed with some dish soap, and just using that to scrub things.
Is it in a bottle? How does that? Or is it a paste kind of thing?
Yeah, just take baking soda and make it, just stir it until it's like frosting. So baking soda and dish soaps, put in a plastic container, and then I just keep that under the sink, and I use it to clean my sink, clean our shower, clean our glass top stove. Burnt pans. It works on everything. Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, baking soda, I hear it's supposed to be pretty good. You have to be careful, though, that you're not scratching certain surfaces and that sort of thing. So does that work on any surface in your experience?
It does, yeah.
Wow.
And we've never had it scratch anything. I've never noticed it scratching anything. I mean, I think maybe a really fine, delicate surface it would. But
sure, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, very good to know. So you talked a little bit about your favorite homemade cleaning product. What's the worst thing you can do when using homemade cleaning products, though?
It's not you doing your homework. You want to make sure you research everything. There's so many myths out there. In fact, someone the other day said, "Oh, I have really greasy cabinets, and I have a bottle of vinegar if you need it." And I was like,
don't do that.
Yeah, it won't work. You're going to be wasting your time and your money, because grease is an acid, and vinegar is an acid, and acids won't clean acids.
Yeah.
You have to have the opposite.
Sure.
The other one is knowing what's going to damage surfaces. So vinegar is one that can damage certain surfaces.
Sure.
There's also all-purpose recipes out there that call for washing soda, but washing soda can affect some metals. So you really need to do your homework if you're going to make your own products.
Do your research.
So either do your research or call Chris. Chris is with Natura Clean. They're out of Middleton and are on all the social media platforms if you want to check them out. We'll be right back. We're Wisconsin Family.
'Cause every day is a new day. 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are here downtown, I guess kind of on the near east side at Madison Tap, part of the Rabinia Courtyard family of restaurants, right past the Black Locust Cafe. So you head on into the Black Locust Cafe and you get to Madison Tap, and we're excited to talk to those folks later on in the program and see what's going on this month.
There's always something going on here.
Absolutely. So if you're interested in building, remodeling, or just about anything to do with either of those things that I just mentioned, you'll want to stick around, because I'm joined now by Brandon from Copperhead Contracting. How are you, Brandon?
Thanks, guys. I'm doing great. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Now, we've had Copperhead Contracting on the program before, but this is your first interview with us, so
That's
welcome.
correct.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You guys do so much. I mean, there's really not a whole lot that you guys don't do when it comes to building and remodeling and that sort of thing. But I want to get to that later on, but I would say the first question I have is, what would you say are some things that are important when picking a contractor?
Great question. So first and foremost, when it comes to picking out a contractor, and it sounds like common sense, would be making sure that the contractor is licensed and insured. We hear horror stories about people that hire Joe Schmo off the street, and unfortunately he breaks a water main, and unfortunately you're fitting the bill. So making sure that somebody is licensed and insured is by far one of the most important things. Second thing is, if you're a reputable business, you should have references. So making sure that you've got good references. We provide our customers with both the licensing, insurance, and references as well too. Another thing is that person's going to be in your house for days, sometimes weeks, and depending on the scope of the project, months.
Yeah.
One of the things that we do at Copperhead Contracting is we make sure that we vet our employees. We make sure that not only do we have some of our leading people in the industry, but also we want to make sure that that they're honest, trustworthy people, so that when they come in your house, you can trust them. So,
of course,
yeah.
absolutely. And the whole regulation thing, I mean, say what you will about regulations, but I think that's what really saves a lot of time, money, and hardship for people.
It really
because
does.
there are other countries where they don't have that, and then they do hire somebody off the street, and then it's really
it exists for a reason.
Not a good
so,
project. Yeah.
Good point.
For sure.
Exists for a reason. So as Justin mentioned, you guys do a lot of different things. So what would you say you actually specialize in?
Well, one of the nice things about Copperhead Contracting is that we're a general contractor, which means that we specialize in just about everything. So one of the differences, like say for example, you're doing a bathroom remodel, okay? Well, you might have to hire a tile guy, you might have to hire an electrician, you might have to hire a plumber, a flooring guy, etc. So one of the things that we do is that we take care of all of those things. We have people that specialize in all of those types of things, so we take the hassle out of it for you, which saves you time and it saves you money. So, yeah.
So you actually have subcontractors that work for Copperhead Contracting?
Absolutely, and we have
That's
our own
cool.
team as well too.
Yeah, yeah.
So whenever we send somebody out, it's going to be somebody that specializes in that particular field.
Right.
And we take care of the hassle and the headache about getting those people, and obviously we only work with good people. So,
Absolutely,
yeah.
yeah. One of the things that I think has been mentioned on our programs in the past is disaster restoration. Now, can you tell us
Sure.
exactly what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. So disaster restoration, normally what we see is things like fire, flooding, wind, hail. In fact, actually in this area, we have a lot of hail damage that occurs. Unfortunately, it's just something that happens in the Wisconsin, the Midwest.
Right.
So what we do is oftentimes when a hailstorm will come through, people will call us up. They say, we got a bunch of hail. Can you come take a look? Now, what we do is we'll send a representative out there. They'll take a look and see what's damaged. Now, people say, well, hail, what can that do? Well, hail can damage your roof, your siding, your gutters, your windows, and severely diminish the value of your property.
Right.
So we want to make sure that when it comes to something like that, that we send somebody out there to address that issue. Now, with something like that, oftentimes you have to deal with the insurance company. One of the nice things about Copperhead Contracting is we're well used to dealing with the insurance companies. And sometimes that can be a difficult process. So we take that headache away from you. So we'll deal with the insurance company, we'll assess what the damage is, and we'll work with them to get your house back to normal again.
Right, absolutely.
Yep.
Well, I'll take hail over hurricanes any day.
Right, I suppose.
For sure, for
Good
sure.
point.
Now, I know that you folks offer free, no obligation estimates and inspections, and if there's a viewer that's watching right now that's thinking, yeah, I kind of should look into this, how do they get the ball rolling?
Yeah, well, it's really simple, actually. I mean, first off, we've got a 1-800 number, which I'm sure is on the screen. The other thing is that you can go to www.copperheadcontracting.com. You can fill out an email. And what we ask is that when you do call up, have an idea of what you want to have done. Whether it is a disaster restoration, obviously we can deal with that. But if it's a bathroom remodel, a kitchen remodel, if you need some new concrete poured, just give us an idea of what you want to deal with. And then what we do is we'll actually take a field representative that specializes in that particular field, and we'll actually send them out. They'll take a look at it. And again, I want to emphasize the fact that the estimates are free. There's no obligation.
Right,
So,
absolutely.
yep.
And we just have a minute left, less than a minute left, and I want to make sure we get to this question. Can you tell us about some of the new exciting projects that Copperhead has currently?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got so many sticks in the fire, but one of the things that we're excited about is the new home builds. it's really interesting taking something, a bare piece of land, and building a property on it. So currently in the beautiful Fort Atkinson area, we've got a house that we're building over there. Another one of the projects that we're working on, again, we talked about disaster restoration, is we had a house that had fire damage. One of the more rewarding things is, when something like that happens, it can be hard for our family, is being able to get in there, take care of it, and then deal with the insurance companies to take the hassle off our customers. So, yeah, those are a couple of things that we've got going on.
Absolutely. Well, Brandon from Copperhead Contracting, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Don't go away. There's more Wisconsin Family coming up after the break.
'Cause every day is a new day. 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are here at Madison Tap, part of the Rabinia Courtyard family of restaurants. It's just down the hall from the Black Locust Cafe over on East Washington Avenue. And we're joined now by a newcomer. This is Pink Unicorn. How are you?
Thanks for having me.
This is John Reski. Obviously, Halloween was good to you, and
A little too good?
Yeah, exactly. I just don't want to let it go.
Yeah.
So
Did you
bear with me?
Okay, that's fine. Are you? Did you go trick or treating or?
No, it's just trying to, for Halloween parties at Rabinia Courtyard in a row.
Okay.
And this was kind of the last minute solution.
Sure.
My girlfriend lended me her unicorn onesie, and what were the odds? It fit perfectly.
What were the odds? Yeah, my wife has a pig onesie that looks just like that, except it's a pig, obviously.
You two would be quite a couple.
Yeah, absolutely.
You didn't get the memo, huh?
I obviously didn't get the memo. So, when you say that you had 4 Halloween parties here in Rabinia Courtyard, I mean, it's getting a little bit chilly. I mean, did you actually have any outside, or were they all indoor?
Well, last night was a great interaction, or I shouldn't say last night, but the first party was a great interaction between outdoor and in, and obviously it got colder as the week progressed, or the weekend progressed.
Thus
so,
the onesie.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it was good, and while the weather's milder, we open up the garage door and parties get to spend time inside
cool.
Jardin as well as out in the courtyard as well, weather permitting. So.
Right.
So yeah, we kind of play it by ear, but we always make sure, again, when we're planning parties and events here, that there's always a contingency plan
Sure.
if we are going to try and incorporate the outside. So
And how is Jardin coming?
it's great. Actually, we've had some great reviews. Just had a not so much a write-up. There's been some food critics that have knocked at the door, actually.
Really? Okay.
What I feel slightly prematurely, but they've knocked at the door to come try it out.
Mm-hmm.
But we've always had it closed for private events, too. Actually, we've had some fundraisers in there and some award dinners and whatnot. So
Okay.
thankfully, they've shown up at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Because we're there, and we've got a good, healthy flow of clientele going through there right now, but it hasn't been totally stress tested yet either, as
Sure.
far as just those gangbuster weekends, because we have been
Right.
mostly eventing, and with eventing comes
Right.
the coordination, the planning that really takes the pressure off the kitchen. So, but we're excited. It's nothing but great reviews, and
Good.
the Isthmus just had a write-up last week. Talking about Madison Tap and Black Locust with a hint of what
Sure.
Jardin has to bring too. So it's good. And then obviously, it's holiday season coming up too. So
How many people can Jardin hold?
like 75 or 80 comfortably
Oh, wow.
seat.
That's not bad, yeah.
Capacity is, we've easily had 120, 130 people celebrating in there before.
So easy for a company, maybe holiday party or something
Oh,
like
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Let's talk Madison Tap for just a moment here, because you guys feature a new local brewery every single month. So who are we seeing in the month of November?
Month of November is Carbon 4, actually. So, yeah, very excited about that. They've got some special one-offs coming through here as well, in addition to their steady lineup. But I think they're going to be great partners for the month of November, and they're excited to do some events in here as well and just contribute to. We've got a great event coming up November 11th, actually, which is, I don't know if you ever heard of the Black Marigold Quintet. It's like a woodwind quintet.
Okay.
I'm not very musically
Okay.
knowledgeable, but it's a 5-piece, and they actually had this composer out of New York write a 50-minute composition around an 18-beer flight, actually, all Madison beers. So, there's 18 mini movements throughout the composition. Each one's dedicated to that specific beer that you drink during the piece. So we're selling tickets
cute.
now, actually.
Yeah.
So that's
And
open
it's
to
exciting.
the public.
Yeah, it's open to the public. It's a fundraiser for them. It's a side project for the Black Marigold Quintet, and they're trying to cut an album
Okay.
around this piece. So
Well, that's
Black
unique.
Marigold.
Yeah.
Black Marigold Quintet. We'll have to check that out. And so that's November 11th. You'd
yeah,
say.
and Carbon 4, our partner, has like 3 or 4 beers that are part of that.
Oh wow.
Part of that piece. So it works
Pretty
out
cool.
beautifully.
Yes.
Now, you've mentioned one-offs before, but if it's new to maybe a viewer, that's a special
Yeah.
beer that they're bringing in just to bring to your establishment?
Exactly. Either just theirs and ours, but not available anywhere else. And that's kind of like what we ask from them to help make us feel special, make this place a unique destination, and any kind of avid beer drinkers.
So Carbon
plan.
4 will have how many?
They'll have 11 beers on tap.
And how many of the one-offs?
Just one line
Oh, just
dedicated to that special something, whether
Yeah.
it's just there or specifically for here. So
And in the month of October was Lone Girl.
correct.
So that went well. People received that very.
Yeah, it went really well. You know, Lone Girl's only like 16 months young, right?
Right.
Carbon 4's at least 5 years. Well, maybe
Right.
around 5 years. But anyway, so the impact with Lone Girl, or a place like Lone Girl, is more immediately felt and actually probably more measurable, right? Just from an anecdotal perspective, people going in saying, yeah, I tried you for the first time in downtown Madison, and now I came to check out the brewery. So whereas, you know, a lot of these other breweries are obviously really very appreciative of the concept here, but still, it's a lot harder to measure
Right.
all the positive benefits of participating in a program like this.
Sure.
So,
Yeah. Now we're approaching the holiday season. Obviously, we just got done with Halloween. Are you anticipating hosting a lot of holiday parties over at Jardin or anywhere in Ravenna
yeah,
Courtyard?
actually, yeah, we've got 3 or 4, you know, spaces that we usually rent out based on the size of the party, and yeah, they're booking up fast. But we still have plenty of opportunities throughout, you know, all 4 weeks actually leading up to the holidays between, you know,
Sure.
Thanksgiving and Christmas. But they are booking up, and it's fun. It's fun kind of putting the puzzle pieces together.
Are people also booking events in Madison Tap?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right,
In
okay.
fact, this is probably I'd say smaller party preeminent space, right?
So how
it's
many
gonna be-
for Madison?
I'd say anything up to 40 we can
Okay.
we can take over in Madison Tap, and the same thing with the cafe in the evening too. That's a lot easier to accommodate as well.
And that's what we're in right now. This booth and this space is Madison Tap, as
Correct.
well as just can't see it obviously down the hall
Right,
here.
right, right.
So what's the best way for people to get in touch if they want to reserve a space and a time?
Yeah, well, our phone number is obviously online, and we do have a website,
Mm-hmm.
it's Ravinia Courtyard, or RaviniaMadison.com.
Ravinia
I've got way
Madison.
too many websites I'm trying to keep track of, I apologize. But, so either online via the website, but Facebook and Yelp are 2 other great ways to get a hold of us.
And are people allowed to wear costumes at non-Halloween parties too, like that? Can we expect to see
Their
you?
money is as good as anybody else's. Unicorn Gold is accepted here at Ravinia Courtyard.
Well, we just have about 30 seconds left. Is there anything you wanted to mention before we sign off?
No, there's that's about it. You know, just excited. We've got a lot of good offerings coming up in November, and obviously the Black Marigold Quintet was just one example of many programming items we've got going on. So yeah, just come on down, and between that and the holidays, it's going to be a lot of fun here.
We'll definitely look forward to that. John Reske, thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks for having us here.
Yeah.
And thanks for coming in your pajamas. That's fantastic.
These are not pajamas, but yeah.
They look kind of like pajamas.
Okay.
But I won't argue. I
All
won't
right, that's
argue.
fair.
John Reske, thank you so much. And we're a Wisconsin family. Thank you so much to all of our viewers and our guests, and we'll see you next time.
The beat, clap your hands, let's take control.